Ready for another episode of the Willie Bragg Show. Good morning. Intro music.
If you're a content creator of any kind, you need to start using
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I am Willie Bragg, and I'm here to talk about some politics. And I'm going to talk about Nancy Pelosi and her words with regard to wanting a strong Republican Party. So, it's best to hear about her. Well, it's best to hear it from the jackass's mouth. the Democratic Party is the party of the donkey. So here's one of the main jackasses, Nancy Pelosi, talking about the need for a strong Republican Party. Here we go.
One of my prayers is that the Republicans will take back their party. The country needs a strong Republican Party. I think our country needs a strong Republican Party. It's very important. And I say to my Republican friends, take back your party. The country needs a big, strong Republican Party. I say this to Republicans all the time. Take back your party from this cult. Take back your party. America needs a strong Republican Party. I want the Republican Party to take back the party. One of my prayers is that the Republicans will take back their party. The country needs a strong Republican Party. I think our country needs a strong Republican Party.
What this country needs is a weaker Republican Party. What this country needs is a weaker Democratic Party. What this country needs, in my opinion, is a strong Labor Party. It is too fucking bad we do not have one. The Democratic Party could have been a substitute, but people like Nancy Pelosi made the Republican Party stronger by turning the Democratic Party into another Republican Party. Bill and Hillary Clinton turned the Democratic Party by the 1990s into a moderate Republican Party. So the Republican Party is very strong, Nancy. You need to retire. Go back to San Francisco to your mansion and go to your goddamn expensive refrigerator and stuff your face with those expensive chocolates like you did during COVID on TV. Honestly. Because honestly, you are just out of lockstep, out of it. Wash that chocolate down with the bottles of wine. You lush. Really. Not knocking down the drinking. I like to do that myself sometimes. But we do not need a strong Republican Party. A strong Republican Party is why Joe Biden is making sure there's no fundamental changes. We don't have, I never, okay. When all my progressive friends almost convinced me to vote for Joe Biden, and I voted third party, so I normally do. I know you hear me say this a lot. I knew there was going to be next to nothing. I'll take that back. I thought we would give a $15 an hour minimum wage. That's all I thought we were going to get. We didn't even get that. But no. We'll get that $15 an hour minimum wage, and we'll probably get some kind of labor law reform this time. They're going to be listening to the left, and hey, I know you want Medicare for all, but they'll give us a public option this time. They're going to make Obamacare better. That's what they're going to do. Yeah, no, they're not. They didn't. I knew they didn't. Some of my friends are significantly younger than me, and they don't understand. I seen how Democrats work all these years. I have been involved with the Democratic Party when I was younger in the college level. And whenever I served on the committee in the my college Democrats. They didn't give a damn what I had to say because it was just too radical. And they'll be telling me, we're not FDR Democrats anymore. We're new Democrats. This is the Bill Clinton era. That's the problem. We're still in the Bill Clinton era, which means we're still in the Reagan era, which sucks. We had the FDR consensus from 1932 roughly to 1980. That meant Republican presidents, Eisenhower, Nixon, and Ford, kind of had to go along with the New Deal consensus. Republicans got elected to Congress for the most part for the most part, elected Republicans back then, they weren't 100% antagonistic toward labor. Now, they're just wanting to ban it. You could just look in their eyes. They're just psychotic in their eyes. They're like, I want to ban the unions. But they'll do everything they can. They'll use a little psychology. Somebody is like, oh, yeah, unions are fine. But not in the public sector. Because if you get rid of the public sector unions, you're going to get rid of half the unions that exist right now in this country. And we're talking about around 10, 11% of the workforce. So they're saying, get rid of the public sector unions. So you get rid of the public sector unions, you'll have 5.5% of the workforce unionized in the private sector. You might as well say they don't exist anymore at this point. They almost do not exist. We didn't get the protect the right to organize. Obama didn't do that either. And the Obama campaign on the Employee Free Choice Act. And I could have lived with the Employee Free Choice Act because it would have undermined right to work. But guess what? Once Obama came in, just like Bill Clinton and just like Joe Biden currently, Obama was a jellyfish and collapsed under like a deck of cards under just a little bit of pressure from the Republicans. So the original healthcare plan that Obama passed, it was basically the Romney era plan, but it might have been, he patched it up a little bit with a public option. And the Republicans are like, we don't want it, get rid of it. Anything that had a public option, anything that was public, anything that was going to work and help ordinary people, they had a tantrum. And they said, we don't want this healthcare plan until you get rid of this. Well, the Democrats and Obama are like, okay, Republicans, we'll work with you. We'll work with you. So they went and got rid of this provision. And then they were like, hey, here's the plan. Oh, we don't like this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this part of the plan. You socialists. Oh, okay. We're not socialists. We're going to get rid of this part, Republicans. We're going to get rid of this part. Okay, here's the plan. Here's the plan. Please don't call us socialists. This is socialism. This is North Korea. Even though North Korea doesn't have socialized medicine. This is North Korea. This is Nazi communist socialism. Obama secret communist socialist Muslim extremists. We Tea Party patriots don't like this. Even though it was invented by the Heritage Foundation and Mitt Romney implemented it in Massachusetts. And then they were like, and then it got stripped down to just, oh, you got to buy your own private health insurance, just like you wanted, Republicans. And then it went to a vote. We ain't voting for this. This is socialism. This is socialism. The sky's falling. It's socialism. That's what happened. And now Biden got elected as president, and all of a sudden, that craziness you heard went on hyper overdrive with Marjorie Taylor Greene getting her guns out. We gotta stop socialism, and she's going around and stalking AOC and following her around and just like, why won't you debate me? Why won't you debate me? Why won't you debate me? And it's just crazy what's going on. It's crazy what's going on. And nothing gets done. And who gets blamed? Bernie Sanders and AOC and Elizabeth Warren and the people who are supposedly on the left, supposedly the left side of the Democratic Party, even though Bernie's an independent, they get blamed. And then you have Nancy Pelosi was like, after she scolds AOC on a regular basis and turns AOC into a doormat, and you have a Joe Biden, and you have the Democratic leadership in the Senate who rather work with Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema than to work with Bernie Sanders. And then they get scared when Mitch McConnell is on the news saying, well, the problem with President Biden is he listens too much to Bernie Sanders. and they're like, oh God, they think we're socialists again. They think we're socialists. Then Nancy Pelosi in her drunken stupor, as Nancy Pelosi's like, yeah, we need a strong Republican Party. And it comes down to this. She realizes that the Republican Party's got their crazies. They got their Marjorie Taylor Greens, and they got their Lauren Boeberts, and they got their what's his name? The crazy guy, Louis Gohmert, and they got all these motherfuckers out, Matt Gaetz and all these crazy people. And then, and for some reason the Democrats think that Bernie Sanders and AOC and Elizabeth Warren are all the counterparts of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and Louis Gohmert and Matt Gaetz. No. They're normal. Elizabeth Warren's too conservative. It makes me mad that they even throw Elizabeth Warren in there. She's a corporate Democrat at this point. She's a snake. And all the conservatives, stop calling her Pocahontas. That's racist. But you can call her a snake. You got my permission to call her a snake. Elizabeth Warren's a fucking snake. But AOC, she became a doormat, and then she became a drama queen. And it's like she's trying to come back, and she's trying to do the right thing a little bit now, kind of. And some people she got some pushback on the left, and I'm glad they put a little guilt trip on her. It was a little too late, but better late than never. And I hope that she will improve, and I'm going to try to be open-minded. And I've been clowning on her since Forced to Vote, or since her decision to not do Forced to Vote. But suffice to say, I'm going to try to be a little more open-minded about her. But, when she fucks up, I'm going to call her out on it. And when she is doing good, I will commend her for it. And thing about Bernie, same thing. I even been clowning on Bernie lately. And again, what he's gone through, being blamed for 2016 is fucked up. The corporate Democrats, the Democratic leadership, thinks that Bernie Sanders is the reason why Trump became president. And it comes back to this matter about needing a strong Republican Party. Because, when it comes back to 2016, Bernie Sanders was trying to clean the shit in the toilet that the Clintons created, called the Democratic Leadership Council. And the Democratic Leadership Council, which Reaganized the Democratic Party in the 1990s, she resented that. She resented it. It's like, how dare he almost takes the nomination away from me. Well, because of the identity politics, I don't mind having a first woman president. I voted for a woman in 2016. Her name was Jill Stein. So nobody better accuse me of not wanting a woman in there. Nobody better accuse me of not wanting a black man. I voted for an African-American vice presidential candidate in 2016 too. So, nobody better accuse me of being a sexist or a racist when it comes to the idea of identity politics. And I don't believe in identity politics. But if we're going to do the identity politics game, well, what about Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders is Jewish. Could we say that maybe Hillary Clinton prevented the first elected Jewish president? That would have been kind of impressive too, So, and not that being Jewish will make you a better president and won't make you a sucky president either. He's an individual that happens to be Jewish. She's an individual that happens to be a woman. I don't believe in identity politics. It comes down to superior policies. And on paper, Bernie Sanders has superior policies. Now, as how to achieve them, he has challenges there, trying to do the deal breaking, and he has a little bit too much empathy, which can be a weakness on his part. He didn't want to. Well, hell, I didn't mind him hurting Hillary's feelings. I mean, you can't hurt Hillary's feelings enough. But like in the 2020 campaign, what made that worse is, I mean, he was motivated to he had the hate boner for Hillary Clinton. Very easy. And any problems I had with Joe Biden, and I have many problems with Joe Biden to this day, but objectively speaking, and I've said this before, Joe Biden is less hateful than Hillary Clinton. And I think that's what it is. I mean, they got along in the Senate famously, Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. And, and he didn't want to attack his good friend, Joe Biden. Yeah, of course he could beat Donald Trump, which it was true. He did beat Donald Trump. But I don't know. I mean, the fact that we don't have a strong Labor Party is the problem. The problem is the Republican Party is too strong. The Democratic Party is too weak, but strong enough not to prevent a Labor Party from happening. That's the dirty little secret that people should know. We have too strong enough of a Republican Party, but the Democratic Party is weak enough, but unfortunately strong enough to prevent a Labor Party, when the Democratic Party is to the right of many center-right parties in Western Europe. Roughly Chris Hedges' words that I'm going to emphasize on quite a bit. So anyway, that's pretty much what I have to say today. And anyhow, we have here on the chat line, and I'm glad to see this busy little chat line here. And we have Hot Retarded Chicks. I think I saw you in here yesterday. Of course I did. Pelosi is Republican. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, I mean, she is compared to the squad. Although there was a time that Nancy Pelosi was on the left. I mean, she actually at one time was in favor of Medicare for all. She was in favor of Medicare for all as far back as recent, I shall say, as 2006, 2007. So, but I don't know what the fuck happened to her, but she went full-blown corporate Democrat and just moved away from her progressive roots. Shame on her. Al Tyrell, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Mind control said Hot Retarded Chicks. Yeah, I mean, I was being melodramatic. I know. Bernie's a warlock. Ha 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 ha. Let's see here. Let's see. Jewish men are still more powerful than women. Well, I mean, obviously, she was powerful enough to steal the nomination away from Bernie Sanders. That's all I have to say about Hillary. So let's see here. What do we have? We live in a world that fears the human condition. And that's true too. So if you all like what you heard, press like and comment. If you disagree with what I have to say, comment anyway. We'll have a conversation. Oh, I'm trying to. There we go. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. It's the First Amendment absolutist. It's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we're in fact the muckrakers of our time. Hit that notification bell. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. And remember, we have a class struggle to wage, and hopefully that will lead to a Labor Party down the road. And remember, we have a First Amendment to save. That means free speech. That means also free press, which means this is why we got to fight like hell to free Julian Assange, which is my cue when I say music. And we start with music in a moment.